philosophy, How Does a Patriot Act? An album of songs challenging the policies of the George W. Bush administration, and I Never Thought I'd Miss Richard Nixon, along with John Foreman on the guitar. Please welcome Sunny Meadows.
No folk festival would be complete without a little bit of Bob Dylan. Gather around people wherever you roam and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming or you sink like a stone, for the times they are changing. Writers and critics, they prophesize with your pens, and keep your eyes wide, the chance won't come again. Don't speak too soon, for the wheel's still in spin, and there's no telling who that it's in. And the loser now will be later to win, for the times they are changing. Senators, congressmen, please heed the call. Don't stand in the doorway, don't block up the hall, for he that gets hurt will be he who has stalled. There's a roar outside a raging, and it'll soon shake your windows and rattle your walls, for the times they are changing. Mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and your daughters are beyond your command, and your old road is rapidly aging. Get out of the new one if you can lend a hand, for the times they are changing. It is drawn, the curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as a loser now will later be fast. Girl outside the fade, this one now will later be last, for the times they are a change. Of a love song. It's a girl who left me in a trance. I believe she's dancing in Paris, France, twirling her skirts in the Fallait Bergère, lifting her knees in ruffled pantaloons, while sordid absinthe sipping goons wait for her to lose her brassiere. And bankers and aristocrats in studded shirts and shiny spats, foam floating down their goatees. another sinister deal as a pauper begs for a meal and is booted out by the maitre d'. And all is wrong and all is right on another rainy Parisian night. Well, I am halfway across the sea, shoveling coal on a tramp, afraid to hit Marseille. 3 days, maybe later, then I'll make my way to old Paris. Oh, Paris, oh, Paris, oh, Paris, oh, Paris. Then I'll make my way. Yes, I'll make my way. Oh, I'll make my way to old Paris. Now I met her in a Brooklyn bar, 3 blocks from the Navy Yard. She was serving stout and pushing pickled eggs, and her perfume clouded the fisherman's stench. She asked me if I was learning French and asked me, parlez-vous français? Then we spent the night in her feather bed with a black beret upon her head. Ah, such a hopeless Francophile. For breakfast she baked sweet croissants, and when she took her apron off, all she was wearing was a smile. And all is wrong and all is right on another rainy Parisian night. Well, I am halfway across the sea, shoveling coal on a tramp, afraid I hit Marseille. 3 days, maybe later, then I'll make my way to old Paris. Now last I knocked upon her door, her landlady barked, she's gone abroad, but she left a simple message for me. If your amour is truly true, you'll make your way to the Moulin Rouge, be dancing on the stage in old Paris. So I did what all good sailors do, emblazoned her name in a blue tattoo, blood and ink seeping through my sleeve. Lonely at the dawning, red skies at night or in the morning don't make a goddamn difference to me. For all is wrong and all is right on another rainy Parisian night. Well, I am halfway across the sea, shoveling coal on a tramp, afraid I hit Marseille. 3 days, maybe later, then I'll make my way to old Paris. Old Paris, old Paris. Ah, yes, I'll make my way. Oh, I'll make my way. Yes, I'll make my way to old Paris. And the quicker I can shovel of coal, the faster this old freighter will go. The quicker I can shovel of coal, the faster this old freighter will go. The quicker I can shovel coal, faster this old freighter will go. One of my fantasy romances that I have in my head. I just like to share them with folks occasionally. You got left. Let's do high school. Do a few different songs that we did this morning, but there's a couple of them that we might want to repeat. This little tune, wrote this at my 35th high school reunion. It was a big effort at that point in time. They wanted to put this plaque in the high school hall to praise all the guys that served in Vietnam. And me being one of those gentlemen, I refused to have my name put on the plaque. And then a couple other guys stood up as well. So what they decided to do was to put the names of the 8 gentlemen in my high school class that died in Vietnam. And being that they weren't around to speak for themselves, I kind of put this song together for them. Name is Frankie Johnstone from the class of '66, where they handed me a diploma and a ticket to Fort Dix. Just a boy in the Mekong Delta when the mortars began to fall. They carved my name upon a plaque hanging in the high school halls. As a kid by the dawn's early light, I wandered past that Belmore station. Read the World War II honor roll, brave men who defended our nation. So proud to see my daddy's name, Uncle Bill and Cousin Paul. Now they carved my name upon a plaque hanging in the high school. Now it's gaining ground on the football field, Sunday school and the Boy Scout troop. There was history books and John Wayne parades down Bedford Avenue. Oh, I was raised to be ready whenever my country called. Now they carve my name upon a plaque hanging in the high school. The choices were tough back in '66, so many headed for the Canadian line. Others were off to Leavenworth, bound to do 3 to 5. Choices for me back in '66 were the barracks or the college dorm. When I stepped out of that cap and gown, they gave me a uniform. And I never made love to Sally Ann. Oh, in the spring we were bound to win. That's when the burning shrapnel ripped open my chest as one of 60,000 dead. Oh, 60,000 on our side. Well, 2 million of theirs did fall. Now they try to make some sense of it by carving names on the walls. And these high school footsteps rumbled by. Some stopped to read my name. And I cry out to these children, don't make the same mistakes I made. Oh, learn to think for yourselves and question the bugle's call. Don't end up just another name hanging in the high school hall. Oh, hanging in the high school hall. Thank you. One of the things that Woody used to do, Woody Guthrie, was take old church songs, familiar melodies that people knew, and turn them into worker songs, union songs, and things like that. We'll be doing some of those songs a little bit later as part of the tribute. But staying with that thought, this is one that I kind of put together. I was raised with fallout shelters, air raid drills in the old school hall. We would crouch down, cover our heads up, press our faces right into the wall. Start singing like Johnny Cash. You got a gravelly voice. Will the missiles be dismantled by and by, friends, by and by? We can make this better world to live in. If we try, friends, all we just try. Now the man on the radio says that this is just a test. But how long will it be until this old world is laid out to rest? Will the missiles be dismantled by and by, friends, by and by? We can make this a better world to live in if we try. friends off, we just drown. As I watch the playground children, how the tears they swell in my eyes. For I don't want my child to be raised in a world that is destined to die. Dismantled by and by, friends by and by. We can make this a better world to live in if we try, friends off, we just try. Tune we'd like to send out to the Tea Party. Strange things are happening, Lord. I don't know what to do. My friends say it's in my head, I say it's deja vu. Yes, it's all too familiar, been down this road before. I believe it was in Germany just before the war. Yes, I mean to sweep the land, stealing our hearts in the hands of time. Taking us back in history to a place on the darker side, where we salute the flags of fear and the voice of ignorance roared. Just like in Germany, just before the war. Now the balance of power is shifting when the people cast their votes. Now we're lining up the victims, the villains, and all the scapegoats. Oh, we're singing hallelujah. Scott Walker's back in Wisconsin once more. Just like in Germany, just before the war. Oh, we used to care about the elderly, the disabled, and the poor. We used to care about civil rights, but we don't give a damn anymore. We used to harbor the wretched refuge, but now we bar the door. Just like in Germany, just before the war. We used to care about the children, our future was in their hands. All the health and education was so vital to our plan. cost kept on rising. We can't afford to care no more. Just like in Germany, just before the war. Oh, there's much that's safe. Let me go back and start again. They say it's time to clean the slate. They say it's time to start anew. Yeah, what's good is bad and bad is good, and two reasons to be a fool. Oh, it's double speaking, double thinking, double crosses galore. Just like in Germany, just before the war. Well, there's not much that I can do. Yeah, I'm just one lonely soul, caring for my wife and family's all I can control. So I turn a blind eye and turn the deadbolt on my door. Just like in Germany, just before the war. Just like in Germany, just before the war. Oh, just like in Germany, just before the war.
I always loved the old child ballads that were collected by Reverend Child back in the 1880s. All the great Scots English songs, most of them taken from the days of the troubadours, where they would tell the tales, a lot of tales about princes and princesses. And, they were, you know, they were like the Inquirer, the National Enquirer at the time. And I always wanted to write a song along those lines. This is called Wilson's Oak Tree.
As I walk down that old blank road, searching for a woman to call mine, I came upon Wilson's old oak tree. There was Ivy Wilson a-calling to me, and I said, kind lady, can I lend a hand? She said, little Leroy, I'm a-looking for a man. I said, I saw your husband down by the riverside, setting crab traps with Charlie McBride. Oh yes, I have a husband and I know where he be. Now I'm looking for someone to hold me tenderly. The sparrows chirped and the wind did sing, as into her bosom she slipped her wedding ring. Then the sparrows flocked from that old oak tree, as she hiked up her petticoat and said, come to me. Dry leaves 'neath my feet cracked and crumbled over rotten tree trunks. I tripped and stumbled. As she stretched out her hand and I stopped in my tracks, thinking I still got time for to turn my back. Then she fanned my heart with the flames of hell, as on old oaken roots her garments fell. Then I touched the scars on her neck and her breast. Yes, Wilson often will torture my flesh. When he drinks, the devil takes control, and he whips my body and tortures my soul. I held her close, sweet lips I did taste. She untied the sash from around my waist. She kissed the tears running down my cheek when we heard Wilson's voice most angrily speak. No one will touch my wife and stay alive. With a rusty fishing knife he ripped open my side. Captured my eyes with a bloody stare as he grabbed poor Ivy and dragged her by the hair. And with that same bloody knife he slit her throat. As Charlie McBride wound the hangman's rope, Charlie bound my hands, I struggled to get loose. Round my neck Wilson slipped that hangman's noose. You should have kept walking down that old plank road. Instead of taking my wife for to be your own. From a copper flask Wilson sipped whiskey, and he laughed as I dangled from his old oak tree. Now at dawn sparrows wing to the branches above, a tune of cruelty and love. They tell a mournful tale of Ivy and me, and all the leaves tremble on that old oak tree. Yes, all the leaves tremble on that old
Is that an original song?
Yes. It's kind of modeled after, you know, traditional Scots-Irish child ballad tunes. Let's do a 59 Cadillac. Do have a song here. Probably played all sorts of different types of music. So, I think I'm just kind of do it as a recitation piece today. It's about an Iraqi war veteran coming back and trying to rebuild his life. I got a 59 Cadillac. It's parked out in